The history of train R32 of the New Yorkshire subway begins in 1964. Then the Philadelphia the Budd Company designed a new train project. This model was the first stainless steel model for the New York subway. For the corrugation of its shiny steel hull, the model was nicknamed the Sparkling Liner by New Yorkers. Until October 2020, the R32 was the oldest model in service carrying passengers since 1964. While their average lifespan is 35 years, it is often cited as an example of exceptional durability and high-quality workmanship. In the spring of 2020, all existing R32 trains were decommissioned and replaced with R179. In the summer of 2020, the R32s returned to the line again for a short time due to malfunctions of the R179. The R32 is also the last retired model built for Knight before its merger with the NT in August 1968. In August 2011, the New York Times called the R32 a grim reminder to passengers of the prehistoric underground age, and said that time has taken its toll from these cars. At the moment, cars of this model are not in operation.
These trains have had a rough life underneath New York streets. They're the oldest of the old, the Brightliners, officially the R32s, carrying strap hangers for an astounding 55 years and counting. They were supposed to have a shelf life of 35 years.
They have a bad reputation sometimes because they're old, but they actually are a very good running car for their age.
Born in 1964, when the World's Fair was in Queens, Lyndon B. Johnson was in the White House, and the MTA itself wasn't even around. They were the cutting edge in their day.
They were the first stainless steel cars, and they were the first cars to come with air conditioning. They were bright and shiny, so people liked them because they had that wow factor.
Now, they're living artifacts. Only 222 are left, some of the oldest subway cars in the world. The MTA invited New York One for a tour of the 207th Street maintenance shop to see the TLC it takes to keep these trains running. They're inspected every 2 to 3 months when workers get deep inside these machines. Every 12 years, they are essentially stripped down and reassembled. After all that work, they run an average of 36,000 miles before breakdown. By comparison, the MTA's newer cars run an average of 250,000 miles between outages.
It's a little bit of both, a challenge and pleasure. Once you make sure that they're in working condition to be sent to service, it's a good feeling at the end of the day.
There are 160 employees at this shop dedicated to fixing the newest and the oldest cars in the MTA's fleet. Each day, they inspect, service, and clean 23 trains for passengers on the A&C line.
While the MTA gets credit for keeping the R32s going, their continued use also reflects the MTA's failure to adequately modernize. The trains leave a lot to be desired for commuters who have to ride them.
It's like bumpy, like clickety-clack, like it's real bumpy, whereas the new ones are more smoother, more sleek.
As old as they are, they still have cachet. They've appeared on the big screen, like in this classic scene from 1971's The French Connection. The MTA has been pushing off retirement of these old cars for more than a decade now, but now the Brightliners are finally set to leave the tracks in 2022. In Inwood, Dan Rivoli, New York One.